All right, everybody, you know it's time. You know I have to do it. The follow-up to my favorite game of all time, Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Yotei just got a new trailer with a release date with a lot more information. We have a lot of details to go over, including story, gameplay, pricing, just features, everything. I'm super duper excited to break this down. We have a lot to talk about, and I have a lot of thoughts on this. But first of all, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited, man. Like, I don't quite think it's hit me yet, the fact that this game is actually coming out, like pretty much the sequel to my favorite game of all time. And I think that's just because we haven't gotten that trailer to finally do it for me yet. I think this trailer that came out is really good. I think it's great, but I don't think it's done. I think the biggest problem is we have yet to just see raw gameplay. We have not gotten that true gameplay look yet. And that was the moment for Ghost of Tsushima that I was like, oh, I'm actually excited for this game. And I've not gotten that for Yotei. But regardless, from somebody who loves Tsushima, everything I'm seeing here still gets me super duper excited. And I can't wait to talk about it. But if you guys love games, gaming, whatever it may be, doesn't matter what you love, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, third party, PC, VR, indie, whatever it may be, consider subscribing, share with your friends. We cover video games daily on this channel because we love it and we love to talk about it. There's so many great things to be talking about, Clair Obscur, blueprints, so many things recently and coming up that we just have to talk about. There's so many great things. Hey, if you guys love video games, this is the place to be. Thank you also for the support, especially supporting this video right here. But with that being said, let's jump into Ghost of Yotei. In this trailer, it showed a lot, and mainly in terms of story, and that's kind of what we're going to focus on a little bit here. And so I'm going to read the Ghost of Yotei official story synopsis, and then we're going to kind of break it down for you a little bit. So the synopsis goes like this. 16 years ago, in the heart of Etso, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, a gang of outlaws known as the Yotei Six took everything from Atsu. Atsu is our main character, our main protagonist. They killed her family and left her for dead, pinned to a burning tree outside her home. But Atsu survived. She learned to fight, to kill, and to hunt. And after years away, she has returned to her home with a list of 6 names. The snake, the oni, the kitsune, the spider, the dragon, and Lord Saito. One by one, she's hunting them down to avenge her family, armed with the same katana used to pin her to that burning tree all those years ago. But while Atsu's story begins with vengeance, she'll find there's more to her journey than just revenge. As she explores Etso, Atsu will meet unlikely allies and forge connections that help her give a new sense of purpose. First of all, hard. Like that story synopsis goes hard. The whole she's hunting them down armed with the same katana that was used to pin her to that burning tree all those years ago. Bro, that is so freaking dope. That is awesome. I absolutely love that. I love the whole there is a whole gang that you have to go out and hunt. You know, I love the names, the snake, oni, kitsune, spider, dragon, saito, whatever. Fire, I think that's really cool. I just really hope, story wise and gameplay wise, all of those feel unique and powerful in their own way. And because there are games that do that where, you just have a group of bad guys. You have to go out and eliminate all the targets. And it's kind of just, okay, go one by one, next target. I hope every target in this game feels like its own chapter and its own act of this game, with repercussions, with consequences, with emotional beats. I hope we get all of that. If it's anything like Tsushima, it will, and that's what excites me about this. If we're talking about other games, okay, we'll see how they do it. But this game, just knowing Sucker Punch and their writing for Tsushima, they can do that really, really well, and I'm already super duper excited for that. And I love how they're focusing on it. Obviously, they have a whole trailer just for that in a way. So you know that's definitely going to be a focus for them, and I absolutely love that. The environment and everything we've seen has been absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to explore this world. The thing that I want to talk about here is this is a story of revenge. And if you guys, look, you guys know me. I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's my favorite game of all time. And one of the main reasons, if not the main reasons, why it is my favorite game of all time is because of the story. It has my favorite story in all of video games. It may not have the best writing, it may not have the most emotional like moments, but in terms of what the story and the concept is, the characters, the arc that we go on, in terms of the theme of what the game is trying to convey, it is my favorite story of all time. And what I'm very curious about Yotei, and I've said this for a while yes, I'm excited for everything else, the gameplay, the music, the visuals, the open world, all of that, I'm sure it's going to be great and I'm going to love it, no doubt. The thing that I'm really curious if it will still resonate on the same level as Tsushima did is the story. This is not Jin Sakai. This is a whole new character, Atsu. Can that hit the same level as Tsushima? We're just going to have to wait to find out. But I have been a little bit worried that it's not going to. Not in the sense it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be great. Don't get me wrong. It's just, to me, for that being my favorite game of all time, for that being my favorite story of all time, will it reach that same level? And for me, from everything I've heard of the story up until a few days ago, I haven't really been that confident in it. Because it has just been, oh, they killed her family and she's going out for revenge. It's the hunted turns into the hunter. Very simple story. And what this trailer and what this synopsis really helped me found is it may not just be a revenge story, and that is what excites me. It says, one by one, she's hunting them down to avenge her family, armed with the same katana used to pin her to that burning tree all those years ago. But while Atsu's story begins with vengeance, she'll find there's more to her journey than just revenge. And then it continues in saying, as she explores Etso, Atsu will meet unlikely allies and forge connections that give her a new sense of purpose. If you have played Ghost of Tsushima, if you are a fan of Ghost of Tsushima, if you love Ghost of Tsushima, if you understand that story, it is not just a samurai game. What Ghost of Tsushima is, and what the whole the whole game was about, is you are the ghost. And it's not just a name that you take because, oh, you kill in the shadows and stuff. The ghost is a symbol. And that's what Jin Sakai became. That is what I fell in love with the character. He is a samurai at the end of the day. He was a samurai. But because of certain events and certain things, the relationships he made along the way, he had to bend what he held so close to his heart, and that was his code of honor, the things that made him a samurai. He didn't break it, he bent those rules, those morals, those things that he holds his mind and heart to, and people who believed in the things he was doing would follow him, and they started calling him the ghost. It's not just a story of, oh, you became the hero, you avenged your family, you won the day. It is, you became an icon, you became something more than just a person. The ghost movement is what that game is about, right? And that's what I loved about it. This right here, I can see if they're trying to go for that same thing. Being the ghost is not just being a person. It is being a symbol. And this right here says, she will meet unlikely allies and forge connections that help her give a sense of purpose. She'll find there's more to her story than just revenge. A new sense of purpose is exactly what Jin Sakai found. And that is what excites me. What kind of story approach, what kind of moral and mental thing are they going to tackle within this game to make you super attached to the idea that Atsu is the ghost? Not just because she wears a mask, not just because she has a katana, not just because she hunts people. What does she stand for? That is what makes you the ghost, and that is what made Jin Sakai him. he is him, right? That is what excites me. And I'm so glad that this trailer has conveyed that there might be something along the lines of that. I don't want this game to be a completely different thing than what Ghost of Tsushima is. I want it to feel like Ghost of Tsushima, but completely new, right? And I'm super happy about this. I'm not saying that a revenge story can't be a phenomenal story, but what made Ghost of Tsushima so special was everything that we've already talked about. So I'm really excited to see how they execute on this, and I'm really excited to see more. I'm just really curious if Atsu will be another character that I just fall in love with or not. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, absolutely looks awesome. But let's go ahead and let's break down a little bit more. So we're going to talk about gameplay. So there's new weapons, which this is a big one for me because the gameplay and combat in Ghost of Tsushima is loved by many. A lot of people say it's one of PlayStation's best combats and gameplay, and I 100% agree with it. And that was just with one weapon, right? There is stances, there is tools, there is tons of different move sets and stuff like that. And there was so much variety within the gameplay in Ghost of Tsushima. And the crazy thing about it is it's all done with only one weapon, just the katana. You have the whole combat system with just that one weapon, the katana, and a bow, of course. What happens when you add more weapons to this super in-depth and complex combat system? I think we're about to find out. We don't know what the confirmed weapons are. There are probably some confirmed. There's like one with it's like a chain and a sickle where you're kind of swinging it around. There's gonna be like a spear and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. There's dual katanas. That's gonna be awesome. And I'm just super duper excited to see what they do with the combat this time around and how they can improve it. They confirmed that. So this is interesting. In the most recent trailer, at the very end of the trailer, there was a little moment at the very end where you kind of are walking and then you like transition into the past, Atsu as a child. They've actually confirmed that this is a new gameplay mechanic that allows Atsu to glimpse into the past. How does this work? Like, I'm so curious about this. If they can utilize that really well, that could be super duper interesting. Like, I'm just so curious how they'll do it. Like, how is that a gameplay mechanic? I get it if it's a story beat. I get it if it's a cutscene. If it's a set piece. All that. I get it if it's very scripted, very direct moments. But how do you make this a gameplay mechanic? I'm very curious about this. That's all the information we have, but it has me intrigued. It has me interested. I want to hear more about that. There's gorgeous scenery, of course. It builds and evolves on the previous game. More freedom, variety than Tsushima. Choose which leads to follow. Hunt each of the 6 members as you want freely. So you can jump around to whoever you want. Track other targets and claim bounties. Seek what weapon sensei to learn skills. The world is as dangerous as it is beautiful, and there are unexpected dangers. One thing that they've said with a big change and a big difference between this game and Tsushima is the variety in things that you're doing. Whether it's in the open world, whether it's side quests, whether it's main quests, there's going to be more variety. There's going to be less repetitiveness. I think that is a valid critique when it comes to Tsushima. I personally didn't find it repetitive, but I could see where people do. And so that's always exciting. More is always, well, sometimes always better. But I think for this game, that is definitely the right move, is to just give a little bit more variety to the things that you're actually doing. I love the fact that there is going to be a wolf companion. I think that could add to the gameplay really nicely. And I just think everything that they're showing just looks really great. I don't think, now, and again, this is coming from somebody who Ghost of Tsushima is my favorite game of all time. I don't feel like there's been anything that has blown me away yet. But this is exactly what I expect from the sequel, right? Like, there is nothing that's like, wow, this is groundbreaking, but this is just Ghost of Tsushima, but again and different, right? And they're just adding to it. And I mean, that's really all I want. But what we do know, game is launching October 2nd. Pre-orders begin May 2nd with a collector's edition, which I will put on screen right now. I personally really like it. I think there's a lot of cool boxes. There's obviously the mask. There's a lot of cool trinkets and different things that you're getting in it. You do get the deluxe edition of the game. It is $250. And so I'm just really excited for this game to come out. I mean, it's going to be a moment. I'm almost 100% positive I'm going to cry as soon as I boot it up. I'm going to cry the night before. Like, it's going to be rough. I almost cried just listening to the main theme, which they put it on Spotify, which, by the way, the music for the main theme, W, like, go so hard. Like, oh, man, just absolutely awesome. And for me, this game really is going to come down to execution. That's the reason I love Ghost of Tsushima as much as I do. It's not because it's PlayStation. It's not because, oh, I like Japanese culture, which I do. I mean, I love all those things. You know, I could go to all my favorite franchises and all my favorite characters, and I can easily say, oh yeah, just because this character's in it, I absolutely love it, 10 out of 10. I could be like, oh yeah, it's a part of one of my favorite franchises, love it, 10 out of 10. To me, it comes down to the execution. I don't care what it is. If you execute it right, W. If you don't execute it as good, I'm gonna say it. Just because this is a part of the same franchise and same series as my favorite game of all time does not automatically mean it's going to be up there with it. I hope it does. And I pray that it does. And there's a good chance it is. But I just have to wait and see. I have to wait and see. As a true fan, I have to wait and see what it actually is rather than what it could be. And I'm so excited for that idea. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Johnny Moore out.